Greetings. My friends call me Birdo. I am based in the I'd say one of my favorite cities in the whole world, Toronto, Canada. This piece is just off of Queen West, one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city. Leslie and I met each other many years ago. We were doing we were part of an activation, working separately, and we created a bond quite easily and quite quickly. It's an example of like two very, very different styles. We're very, very different people, and the fun of collaborating is trying to bring all those differences together to have the outcome be a cohesive piece. You want it to look like two hands come together to create one piece. Every once in a while, look back at the years, and 2012 sort of represents a bit of the beginning of an evolution, and that's when I really wanted to start to play and find my voice. You can see the transition, but you could also see that I needed technical development. So the style was kind of starting to come, but by about this time, 2016, is when I started to feel comfortable with the style and get more comfortable with the technical execution. So, you know, I can go to alleyways in Toronto and look at stuff that frankly I'm quite embarrassed to look at. This one stands up a bit better, and I mean that's a whole nother conversation, is growing as an artist in the public realm, because a lot of studio artists, they're never going to show you their stinkers.
I think that's a very interesting thing about street art, is that an inherent part of its nature is that it's public art at its core. So with each piece, you're constantly putting yourself out there to all sorts of criticism from the whole public. It takes a lot of courage to continuously do it day in and day out, regardless of the feedback that you're getting, right?
You're playing in this realm, it's no longer about a brush stroke or a method of blending, but rather how are you going to get your tiny image on a 12-story building. And so, you know, I'm lucky to have a great network of peers, a great circle of artists to reach out to with questions. I think research, you have to be, in everything you do, you have to be diligent in your research. But really, we talked about it off camera, trial by fire. I mean, you really got to jump in there and explore your techniques that you know, even if someone tells you how to do it, once you're up there, you got to figure out and do it. So, you know, we grid systems have long stood the test of time, and the method of scaling is a very old one, but it's fun to apply in this medium.
Little factoid, my process usually is to pick my colors. That's the first thing I'll do, and I'll build out from there. So oftentimes, and again, my subject matter is typically surreal animals. So if you see that I've painted, let's say for example, a cardinal, a beautiful red bird, it's probably stemming from my desire to work with a pop of red, because I build from my color and work back. That was something that I worked hard to develop in the last few years, because early on in my artistic life, I thought using every color was the way to be colorful, and it often, I think that causes mind explosions, maybe in a bad way. So there's as designers and artists would know, like there's power in reining that in and keeping things within a certain box.